Go. We are now recording, and that's recording the whole screen, and it's got a YouTube upload button, so remind me when I'm done with this piece, and what I'll do is I'll just put what we do up to YouTube and give you the link. And it's like I said, it's $30, but there's really nice graphics editing for just plain screen grabs, as well as video, so for creating a JPEG that you annotate and put like speech bubbles on that have arrows that point to whatever you're trying to highlight and that sort of stuff. And Skype Recorder will record a conversation, but I don't think it actually gets the when you're screen sharing necessarily. So although I think it does, but it is nowhere near as powerful, which is what you would expect for $10 versus $30. And then there's a free one called Jing, which also has a paid level, but you can do up to 5-minute videos for in the free version. And that I think is, remind me at the end, and I'll put links in up on Wigio to these different options.
Don?
Yep.
You're breaking up right now a lot
Okay.
like what you did on our first meeting.
Yep. Yep.
Would the record mode have anything to do with this?
It sure could, because I'm taxing my computer more. So I will try not to speak too much and plug in stuff here and see if it works okay. So this is Loop Drive at Craters of the Moon or something like that, and paste in that link, which I think I still have there. Yep. And say OK. And I said OK, but now I need to reopen it to be able to move it, and so I'm going to reopen it and minimize the window but not close it. And now I can drag this around. I use the slider down here, making sure that the shading bar is highlighted, and I can make it transparent to drag it around to the right position and resize and so forth. And a good indicator of where I want to go is lining up with the road there, and right now I can see I'm too big. I'm going to zoom out a little and drag the corner down here to resize, and you can also see, oh no, I'm seeing things that aren't the right thing to see. Zoom in, oop, too much, and finding the matching curve in the highway is typically a good way to go, and I think I'm still too big. I think I'm still too big. That you can see the sort of curve of the highways getting closer to matching up.
So to resize that, you're just dragging?
Yeah, I'm just dragging the corner.
Sorry, go ahead, Jesse.
How did you get your green corners?
The green corners, I went into Get Info. I created the overlay, and then I clicked OK, but then I had to reopen you're on a Mac, so it's Get Info for you. If you're on a PC, it's Properties. So with it closed, you can right-click on that, and in the Mac you'll get Info here as an option, and on the PC it'll be Properties, and you click on that. That brings up this window. If you don't have this window open, then you won't have the green arrows to resize. But if you've got it open, it's also blocking your view of what you're doing. So I minimize it, and then you can drag stuff around, and here you can change the shading if you've got the shading thing, adjust opacity it's called, I guess. then you can change the shading to see through it as you're working on getting it in the right place. And I'm pretty close, but I'm not perfect yet, based on the line of the highway. And you just do that and fiddle around until you've got it right. And it's helpful to find sort of scattered landmarks to help you figure it out. And you can hardly really even see any of the roads in here. If you get closer, you can probably see them better. So let's go in closer and see if I can find the visitor center or something. And up here is the visitor center. Oh, and there are roads. Oh, I may be way, way off. Okay. Yeah, I'm way off, actually. So when I get closer, I can see those roads. And I'm way too big still. So let me get a whole bunch smaller. And I think it's... I, of course, should keep about the same shape that the original image was. And I don't know that I'm doing that necessarily. So when I got in close enough before, the roads in Google Earth turned on, but now they're not. So there they are. And to give myself a little bit of help, I'm actually gonna close that window for now and put in a place mark where the visitor center is to give me a more easy to find landmark. Maybe. There we go. Boy, I'm taxing my computer with all these things open. There we go. So the visitor center is right there. And now I'll say OK on that one. Reopen this one. Minimize it. Then get the visitor center on top of the visitor center. And that was okay, there we go. And this just takes fiddling time, essentially. Let's zoom back in and see how that looks. And my visitor center is no longer on top of my visitor center. There, getting warmer. Now I think we're getting closer and closer to the reality here. I think, although I'm still not feeling wonderfully confident.
It was the get info piece that was stumping me.
Yep.
So now I'm basically doing what you're doing on
Yep.
the image that I got. So
Yeah.
I'm having
Yeah.
the same problems trying to get it rotated and
Yep.
sized to match up.
Yep. It just takes some doing is all there is to it, really.
Right.
And you get quicker at it, but I haven't done it in a while, so I'm not as speedy as I have been in my life, but I'm making progress, I suppose. Still not the right size, particularly, I don't think. And I'm not 100% confident that the map I got is has a consistent scale. It should be easier than I'm making it right now. It just doesn't seem to quite line up. But that's the gist of it, and that when you've got options that are grayed out, that is probably because some other window is open and it won't let you do stuff if you've got some other window open. So you just fiddle with it until it cooperates. And I'll try and look around and see if somebody else has a good tutorial on this, and if not, then I'll put it on my list of tutorials to do. I'm pretty sure somebody's got a good one out there, though.
Yeah, I think that just that little, it was the get info. I mean,
yep.
Other than that, I think I'm good to go.
Okay, good.
But I'm gonna have the same problem. These are detailed maps, but it's a screen capture of a PDF, and the borders are hard to pick out without having actual physical points.
Right. Yeah, and putting in things like landmarks like the visitor center and such makes it easier to deal with, and mine's essentially frozen at the moment, so it's not letting me minimize the window.
Now, does Snagit allow you to put any features or to add any points like that?
Yeah. So if you go into Snagit, I'm going to stop this video, and maybe that'll actually improve our